Hey everyone, I am Tammy Mack and welcome to my channel where I interview Canadian entrepreneurs and share information on Canadian made things. Today I had the honor and had so much enjoyment interviewing Thea, the owner and founder of Oak and Aspen Soapery out of Ardrossan, Alberta. The product she has to offer is bath bombs, soap bars, and a few other ideas, and then she shares a little hint of what she has coming down the pipeline later on in the interview. I hope you enjoy watching as much as I enjoyed interviewing her. Please help me welcome Thea. Perfect. Okay. So Thea, I'm so happy to have you here tonight with me. Thank you so much for accepting my invite to be interviewed on my channel. So let's get acquainted and share a little bit about you, where you live, who are you, where are you from?
Sure. Yeah. Well, thank you for having me on your channel. I'm super excited and honored to be here. My name is Thea. I'm the owner of Oak and Aspen Soapery. I live in Ardrossan. It's just outside of Edmonton, just outside of Sherwood Park, just east. I grew up in Sherwood Park and now I live on an acreage and I love it. I'm here with my husband. We have 2 dogs. I have a cat and we just are loving acreage living. It's so great. It's so nice to be just kind of out of the hustle and bustle, and you can just, it's an easier place to be creative and relax, and we love it.
Absolutely. There's something to be said about not being in the hub of a city or a town. It's just, yeah, it's relaxing and good for you guys. That's awesome.
Yeah, we love it.
Yeah. So how does where you live influence who you are, how you live your life, not necessarily through your business, but just in general?
So I guess just moving to an acreage, actually living out on an acreage, has really changed a lot about how I live my life. So I grew up in the suburbs. You kind of take for granted, like, hey, you're going to turn the tap on and you're going to get water. So I still get water at my house. Don't think anything like that. But we have to get our water trucked in. So for the first couple months, we definitely were like, oh crap, we're not getting any water out of our sink or our bath, or we can't flush the toilet. And that's because we used it all and we weren't mindful of that. And I think living out here, I've just become more mindful of, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't take for granted like how much water we're using. And yes, we're super lucky. We live in Canada. We get water every day, and that's really translated into a lot of my products. Like, hey, maybe we should think about what we're taking from the earth and what we're giving back and how we're leaving our footprint here, you know? So I think that's really inspired a lot of my products, and just, you know what, being more mindful of the earth and how we're living on it.
I love that answer. And I feel like I've just recently been so much more gravitated to people without even knowing that they have that, they live that life and they have that belief. Because what drew me to your page that I found on Instagram, we're trying to do the same in our house. Like, we're trying to be very mindful on how much plastic we consume. And a couple of the ways that we cut plastic entirely is shampoo and conditioner bottles and hand soap. So I had saw your hand soap on Instagram through a friend in town, and I was like, oh yeah, perfect, genius, I love it. Yeah, so good for you. That's awesome. So how did Oak and Aspen?
And I'm so happy to hear that too.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice to hear that other people are being, like you said, they're mindful, they're trying to make those small differences. And, you know, we have these conversations with our kids all the time, and we're saying, you know, don't think that what the changes you're making is not making a difference, because if everybody felt that way and nobody made a difference, if you look at the grand scheme of things, if everybody made those small differences, we together are making huge changes without even realizing it. So, you know, I just tell them, I said, make those changes, even if you don't think that there's anything coming out of it, because guaranteed there is. You're not the only one thinking the same thing, right?
Absolutely. Thank you. I love that. I'm glad we could clear that up off the beginning. That's what this is all about.
I love it. I love it. So how did your business transpire from an idea to what it is today?
Okay, so I get this question quite a bit. Obviously, everybody wants to know your beginning and why you started your business and why you're passionate about it. And honestly, it's kind of a funny story. So my husband and I were just looking for a fun date night idea and something new, something we haven't done before. And I was flipping through the Edmonton programs, like little workshops, things to do, and soap making class came up. And I was like, huh, I don't know, that could be fun. Like it could be a fun Saturday afternoon. And he agreed and we went, and it was super fun. And that's just where it came from. And I was like, I love making soap. This is awesome. And like, who would have known that it's literally just a bunch of oil and some water and some fragrance. And if you ever like, I challenge everybody to go to their bathroom and pick up their bottle of body wash and read the ingredient list on the back. There's probably 20 different ingredients. You have no idea what they are. Most of them are chemicals, sorry to break it to you, and they're probably not good for you. So I was like, so why can I make a bar of soap with 5 ingredients? But yet everybody's buying this other stuff with all this other who knows what inside of it. So that's kind of where it all started rolling for me. And I was like, so if it's like this for soap, I bet you it's like this for your bath bombs, your all your other luxury products, your face wash, like anything and everything. So that's kind of where my idea came from. And I was like everybody else, I had no idea that there were all these things in all of our daily living. Really, it's not even just bath and body products. So I was just felt like I needed to bring that to everybody and make people more aware. Even if you're not going to use my products, like that's fine, but hopefully you can be a little more mindful of what you're putting on your skin, and hopefully it helps.
Yeah, that's a great story. So a fun idea turned out to be a business. That's awesome. And it's so interesting that you made comments about the ingredients on what most people have in their bathroom. And our skin absorbs everything. Everything that you put on it goes right to our bloodstream. It goes right into our bodies. And you're like, those things are full of chemicals. And yet you're right, like everybody's buying them, and there's like all the fragrances. But I love how like you can take, like you said, your 5 ingredients and you can make them all fragrant in different ways, and they're so much healthier for us. And so not just to put on our skin, but it's going down the drain and less plastic and all that stuff. So that's very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So do you make your product right at home?
Yeah, I love that you noted. Sorry to interrupt you there. There's a bit of a lag on my Zoom, but yeah, I make everything at home. Even all my business stuff right now, I'm a 1-woman operation still, which I love. But yeah, I got my little dungeon, my husband calls it, in the basement. I got my own room and everything I make at home. So it's awesome. I love it.
Very cool. So what inspires your creativity?
So I would say other entrepreneurs. I thought about this question. I was like, you know what inspires me is seeing what everybody else is doing. And not saying I'm like going and I'm stealing everybody's ideas, but even in different industries, like it doesn't have to be the bath and body industry, like anybody who offers a service or a business and they're doing something to make something more beautiful or doing something to make something easier for everybody in society. Like, I just love that. And I love seeing what everybody else is doing. And it makes me think like, hey, if they were able to do that with their products, maybe I can do something to make mine better, or maybe I can do something to make this product like look nicer, etc. Right? So I just get so inspired by everybody else and seeing what they do and the passion everybody else has. So I love it. I love looking at everybody's Instagram or going to the store and seeing other small business owners. It's fantastic. I'm so happy we're in a time right now where there are so many small business owners and people are really making that step to, hey, maybe I'm stuck at home. Maybe I'm not going to work anymore and I want to do this, or maybe they've been thinking about doing and now they're doing it. And it's just so awesome. I love it.
That's a very impactful message, because I feel like you're driven and using other people's successes as a way to inspire yourself versus what a lot of people do through social media and seeing what other people are doing. And they tend to get in that mentality where, well, someone's already doing it, or I can't do it as good as them, or like they tend to have a lot more negative thought and negative self-talk, versus I love your message where you're using it to inspire yourself and create more, have more creativity. I think that's great, especially being a woman, an entrepreneur, and living in a time where it's been very, very difficult for people to grow a business or start a business. I find that there's so many people right now are thriving if they're in that headspace. Very cool. So how has
absolutely.
Yeah. So how has becoming an entrepreneur changed you?
Okay, so I found I've really grown mentally and my toughness, I think. So when you have a business, it's really just an extension of yourself, and you put so much time into it, and you really put your heart and soul into it. And you're going to go through those times where you're going to face rejection, and that's normal. That happens. And you're going to face some negativity. And maybe I just haven't been exposed to a lot of that in my life, but I really have learned that, hey, you know what? 9 times out of 10, no one's personally attacking you. It's nothing like that. And you just have to take that and you got to spin it into something positive. Be like, hey, okay, so this isn't working for them. Maybe I can think of a different way it can work for them. Or, hey, maybe that's just not the route I'm going. And that's fine. My stuff doesn't have to be for everybody. My ideas don't have to be for everybody. But it's really grown my mental toughness, I think, and how to work through those negative situations and just make them positive.
Awesome. So do you have for other entrepreneurs who are struggling right now, maybe they're just getting going and they've kind of hit a bit of a roadblock, is there something or an example that you could give to share how you kind of got through that adversity and kind of shifted that mindset of yours?
So yeah, when you first start out, you don't know what you're doing. And I think I speak for everybody. When you first start, nobody knows what the heck they're doing. And I found myself just sending millions of emails to people and just hey, you need to stock my stuff, or you guys should really look into this. And man, I don't know how many emails I sent, millions. It'd be insane. I should take them back and I should count how many I've sent and show it to everybody. But I started to get really down about that. And I didn't have any retailers who wanted to stock my stuff. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And you just honestly, when you send 20 emails, send 20 more, because you'll hit one. And once you hit that one, you get that boost of confidence. And then, hey, now somebody else is able to show your stuff. And then more people are going to gravitate, and it all just snowballs. You just put in the time, just believe in yourself, and it'll happen. Just don't give up. Just keep pushing.
Yeah, that is so true, and a message you have to continue reminding yourself. And that is in any aspect of your business or any aspect of life, no matter what route you're taking, right? You're going to have so many more no's than yeses, but those yeses are golden.
Yeah.
And that will fuel you. But like you said, don't give up.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just keep going.
Yeah, I love that. So what do you enjoy most about being an entrepreneur?
So I think my absolute favorite part is just meeting new people. All the networking. I've met so many, whether it's new customers or retailers, store owners, employees, other entrepreneurs. It's an amazing network out there of entrepreneurs. If you just get in there and you start networking with people and just ask questions or give positive feedback, or you like what this person's doing, just drop them a line, tell them that. And I've made so many friends, new friends. And I feel in your everyday, maybe Monday to Friday, people that aren't entrepreneurs and they just work for a company, maybe not everybody, but I know for myself, I wasn't meeting new people. It's just kind of the job I worked. It was the same people all the time. And especially during COVID, when there's so much technology, but yet we're also isolated. It's just been so fantastic. I've never met so many new people, and especially entrepreneurs. They're so inspiring, and I have so many new lifelong friends, and I'm just so fortunate and so lucky to have gone through this.
That's fantastic. And had you not taken that route, you wouldn't have met all these people, right? Like that's awesome. So on the flip side, what's your least favorite?
Yeah. So most of it's great. And a lot of people say, hey, you know, being an entrepreneur is great because you get to make all the decisions and everything's on you. And if you don't want to do something, you don't have to do it. Or if you want to do something, you can, which is true. It's fantastic until you have to make the hard decisions. So that's the one thing. There'll definitely be times where you have to make, maybe it's a financial decision, or maybe it's like a big business move. And you always, like, I have a great network of support, like family and friends and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's all on you. And that can be a little daunting, but yeah, it's a little tough sometimes as well.
Yeah, I'm sure there are days where you feel like you don't want to do anything, but
yeah,
you keep going because you're the only one there to do it.
Exactly. You can't just crawl in your hole and hope your boss will take care of it, right?
No, that's exactly it, for sure. So what's one thing that you know now that you wished you may have wanted or should have known at the beginning?
That's a good question. So I found personally, when I started, I wanted to please everybody. Everyone's like, hey, I love your stuff, which was great. They're like, but could you make me a body lotion? Could you make my dog a shampoo? Could you make, like, you should do this and you should do that. And I was like, yeah, I should do all these things and it'll be so fantastic. And I'll have this huge lineup of stuff. And soon I was just starting to get spread really thin, and it wasn't working anymore. And my products weren't what I wanted them to be. So I think you get caught up in all the excitement and when things are going well and you want to do everything and you want to please everybody, but you just need to step back. And because then it also starts to consume your life. And I find entrepreneurs will probably really understand that, is you're doing it 24/7, you're thinking about it in your sleep, you're thinking about when you're eating, you're in the bathroom, you're washing your hair, and all you're thinking about is your business. So sometimes you got to step back. You can't spread yourself too thin. Focus on maybe your key products or services, master those, make sure those are exactly how you want them, and then move on. And carve out some time for yourself and your family, and go do groceries and don't think about it. Like,
Yeah.
so that's what I would have to say about that.
Yeah, that's great. So veering off a little bit, just with one question. So how do you find what works best to recharge?
So luckily I am on an acreage. So what I do is, yeah, I go outside and I take my dogs for a walk, and we just go out in the field, we go out and I leave my phone at home. That's the key, I think. Everybody just leave your phone at home, turn your phone off for a couple minutes. You don't need to be on Instagram every 3 minutes, or checking your emails, or checking your Shopify store. Like, it's fine. It'll be there when you get back, I promise. But just put your phone down and get out. Like, and if you do live in a city, maybe get out for a little bit. It's so nice and peaceful when you can just have quiet.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's so critical for people to know and consider now, especially when our whole world right now is revolving around social media and the internet, because we're not going out shopping as much, or we're not socializing. You're not able to socialize. So we are on our phones so much more now than ever. So that's a critical message, and just a lesson for everyone. Like, if you're feeling drained and you need to recharge, that's probably a big reason why you need to, and just put it aside. And that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. Put your phone down, people. You'll be all right.
Yes. So what's your best resource that helps you along with your business? Like, is it, I guess it could be like any type of resource or people that you have in your life?
So this kind of goes back to one of the past questions, but honestly, other entrepreneurs and other people who have businesses, they've all been through it, and just reach out to people. Most of the time, 9 times out of 10, people are more than happy to share their experiences because they've been through it. You'd be like, hey, I've done that. I get it. Like, here's a couple things to watch out for. And people are so friendly. I love when people come and ask me things. I love sharing my knowledge, because usually you've screwed up 5 things, like screwed something up 5 times. And if you can help them and maybe they only screw up once, that's awesome. And I feel so good for them. So yeah, just other people, other entrepreneurs.
There's something that I see entrepreneurs are so much better at than the average person, and that is how vulnerable they are and how open and willing to just have their heart on their sleeve and talk about exactly how it is for them, because there's no reason to sugarcoat it, right? Like they're so much more open in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Like everybody's business is an extension of themselves, right? And it's something you put your whole thought, like I said, you're thinking about it all the time, right? So, and it's exciting. People, like, I personally love talking about my business and talking about what I've been through. So I want to share that with somebody else, and they're usually super excited as well. So it's just great. You could just feed off each other.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. So who's your biggest inspiration?
So this is completely from a business standpoint. I really love the company Rocky Mountain Soap Co. I'm sure everybody's heard of them, but
Yeah.
they're all natural, similar kind of thing, right? I love their mission. I love their community involvement. Like, they're just fantastic, and the stuff they make's wonderful, and they're moving towards zero waste. And I love checking in with them, seeing what they're doing. I love their products and even their backstory. It was just like a husband and wife. They were in their early 20s and they bought this tiny little business in Canmore, and now look at it, right? So it's great. I love them. So that's probably one of my biggest inspirations business wise.
Awesome. Who has been a huge support for you in your business venture?
So obviously my husband, I got to give him a shout out. He's my number one test subject. He has personally tried everything you guys will buy. Bath bombs, everything. All you men out there, bath bombs are for men too. My husband loves them. So, and I'm always bringing him, like, probably 3 times a day, and bring him a little glass jar. And I'm like, hey, can you smell this? So he's been fantastic, and he puts up with all of my craziness and all of my scents and my smells. And he tells me our house smells insane every day, but he's great about it. Because I use menthol in my ingredients in my shower steamer, so our house just explodes with the smell when you walk in. But anyway, so he's great. But on top of my husband, I got great friends. They've been super supportive. My family, like I mentioned, other people in the industry, other entrepreneurs, they're super supportive. It's a great community. Like I said, everybody's super uplifting for each other. And yeah, I got a great network. So I really can't complain. I'm really thankful.
That's awesome. So what advice could you give someone who's wanting to start a business right now, who is maybe a little bit scared and nervous to take that first step?
Just do it. Like, nobody knows what they're doing. I said that, like, just do it. What's going to happen?
Mhm.
Like, honestly, what's going to happen? You don't have to invest a lot of money to start a business. That's a big thing people always think. They're like, well, do I need to get a loan? Do I need this? And I'm like, no, you don't have to get a loan. Like, just start small, do what you can afford, and it'll be fine. It's super, I get it. It's intimidating. The money thing's intimidating. The government stuff's intimidating. Like, all this legal stuff. Oh my gosh, what do I have to do? But like I said, you'll learn. There's other people who have done it. You're not the first person to do it. So just go for it. If you don't like it, if it's not for you, you don't have to do it anymore. So it's fine. What do you have to lose, really?
Yeah, perfect. So is there a next step for Oak Aspen Soapery?
Oh, there's always a next step. But right now, so what we're working on, I'm super excited about this. We're creating a dish. I always say this wrong. I got to watch my words. A dish bar cleaner. Oh my gosh, I already messed that up. But anyway, so it's a soap bar for washing dishes.
Oh,
So yeah. So zero waste. So instead of using like your liquid soap to wash your pots and pans, it'll just be a bar of soap. It's made with mostly coconut oil. Coconut oil is really good at stripping away greases and waxes. So it's perfect for washing greasy dishes, your pots, your pans, your plates, everything like that. You'll just take your little scrub brush or your scrub cloth, lather it on the soap bar, and then just stick it in the water. It suds up really great, and wash your dishes that way. So yeah, it's working towards the no plastic, the whole environmental sense that way. And it's just better. I honestly think it's better than liquid soap. So that's our new thing. And I'm pairing up with another local business owner, and we're going to make some really great kitchen boxes, like gift sets. So we'll include the bar of soap, some beautiful cutting boards, and it'll make an amazing gift. So that's my little hint, my little surprise.
That is very exciting. I'm excited to try that.
Oh, good. I'm so excited to hear that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, can you share, where can my viewers find you?
Okay, so yeah, I'm on Instagram, Facebook. We have a website, oakaspensoapery.com. You can find it on Instagram and Facebook, so you can buy direct through there. Or I'm in quite a few retail stores across the Sherwood Park and Edmonton area and surrounding area, St. Albert, all of that. We are in Kelowna now, and we're in talks with the Nova Scotia company. So some big exciting things coming up for retail. Yeah. But the best is like just head over to my Instagram page. It'll tell you all the stores we're in, or if you can, we ship all over Canada. So that's where you can find me.
Fantastic. I will include all the links below when the video gets posted. That's exciting. So just a bit of a last question off topic. What is one of your all-time favorite books and why?
I love this question. So my favorite book is called Happier Than a Billionaire. It's not a very well-known book. It's by Nadine Pisani, and it's about a husband and a wife. It's kind of her autobiography, but her and her husband weren't feeling their life. They lived in the States, and they just wanted something different. So they sold everything they had and moved to Costa Rica. And this was, I think, 15 years ago, kind of when traveling wasn't as cool and glamorized as it is now, I guess. But she just documents, she's hilarious, and it's just so light. It's an easy read. I'm all about those kind of books. And it's just like their struggles and how they made through it. And I think that's also why I like it, because you can do anything you want. You want to move to Costa Rica? Sure, move to Costa Rica. And it's just their adversities they face. And it's super cute. I recommend everybody gets it. You can buy it online, get an ebook. But yeah, I love it. And side note, my husband and I got married in Costa Rica, and we love it there. So that might be a part of it.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to check that book out. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it's super cute.
Yeah, live vicariously through somebody who's done that while we're sitting at home right now.
Yeah, there's no better time than now, I guess, hey?
Yes, for sure. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit with me tonight. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate, I was nervous coming in this, but it was super fun. Thank you so much. I appreciate you reaching out to me. It's been great.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for watching my interview with Thea. And if you like what you see and want to see more, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment below with a Canadian entrepreneur or a Canadian made product that you would like to see on my channel. Thanks so much. Peace.